Hello, Albertans. We're going to get into this. I know it's still early out west. I've been going kind of at it there with Alberta's Liberal leader, John Roggeveen. I think that's how you say his name. But man, oh man, he won't answer a question. Typical Liberal. And I tagged Tim Hick in this. Tim, if you come on, you see this video. If you don't want to be tagged in it, or you don't want to post a comment, no problem. I tagged Tim Hick, everybody, because last year in the fall, when David Cohn was still leader of the Liberals, he put an invite out to come meet him and his party board. And I've met every party, everybody you'll find. I've met all of them. I've met all their groups. They're candidates for MLAs. I'm very active in politics, and so I went out and I met them, and I brought Tim Hick with me. I said, hey, Tim, and he's a staunch conservative, so he was, okay, I'll check it out, because he's a smart political guy. He loves politics. So I bring him, and he met the board as well as I did too. And that was just, I believe that was late August, maybe early September, just before David Cohn had resigned. And we met that board in Edmonton, Alberta. It was off Saskatchewan Drive in a very nice place in the university area. They had it all booked. And of course, the whole board, like I said, was over the age of 60 average. And as well, most of them all had accents, and you find out they're from the United Kingdom. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, except for when you deal with a party board for Alberta, and they're all first-class citizens, and they're all from the United Kingdom. Mostly. Now, I've asked John this. I've asked him why all of his media articles are absolutely sponsored by the United Kingdom. Every single media article. I just did a follow-up post here late last night and put it up. Now I put a title to it. But you can look, I screenshotted, when you Google search and people say, oh, use a different Google, search engine. Well, guess what? They're all still sponsored by the United Kingdom. It's the news story. The news story has been sponsored by, meaning who paid for it? That was the United Kingdom. Unbelievable. Imagine for a second now, let's just look at the U.S. Can you imagine if Joe Biden was campaigning and all his media was paid for by China? What would happen to Joe Biden at that time? Do you think he could have ever been president or even run in politics with foreign organizations paying for all his media? What do you think would happen in America according to the Constitution? Not only the federal Constitution, but individually each state constitution. I don't even think Joe Biden would be able to do something like that, or any other politician. I just use him as an example. Because of the state constitutions, you'd have to be out of a state, and to be out of a state, you couldn't do that. That's illegal in the United States. Absolutely illegal in Russia too. But not in Canada, because in our Constitution, we give our sovereignty absolutely to the United Kingdom. So Liberals, for as long as they've been a party, which is the oldest party in Canada, they have stayed with colonialism well beyond its time, and it's also been ruled illegal in this world by the entire world. There's still countries going through it. Unfortunately, Canada doesn't even see it as a problem. That every other UN state has absolute sovereignty, but not Canada. We don't wish to have that in our codification under Constitution. We remain as attached to the United Kingdom. So all foreign influence absolutely happens, and it's absolutely in the political parties. Clearly with Aaron O'Toole, it's there. Clearly with Justin Trudeau. And in my home province, clearly it is absolutely the Liberal Party. I wonder how many other political parties in Canada are absolutely like that too, in other provinces. Busted the Liberals. John, like his federal leader, Justin Trudeau, and the rest of the pack, won't answer the questions raised. Which again, I'm going to say it again, John, and whoever wants to share that to him. How many of your board members are from the United Kingdom? Meaning they are first citizens in Canada, meaning they just immigrated in their lifetime and became a Canadian citizen. Maybe 2, 3, 4 years ago. Who knows? How many of your board members are originally from the United Kingdom? We won't get into first class, even though I know most of them are doctors, lawyers, or upper echelon of the United Kingdom. The whole point is, how many of your board members that you wish to rule Alberta with are from the United Kingdom? If anyone doesn't see a problem with that, yikes. Let's just look at geography, why this is so important. Canada doesn't match United Kingdom at all economically or geographically, which is very important when running a nation. Do you think an island country with such a dense population, with major municipalities like the United Kingdom, surrounded by ocean on an island of countries, all UN states, no regions, do you think that that country should be having any influence on a country as vast as Canada, with only one UN state status and a pile of regions? Regions originally adopted and created by the United Kingdom before they were in that during the British time. Do you see a problem with a country that doesn't even run anywhere close economically to Canada having a say over how you're to be governed, how they're going to make laws that apply really great in the United Kingdom probably, but wouldn't really work at all in Canada? And we see that all the time. Liberals and CPC both do this, the Conservative Party of Canada. They've both been doing this since the time of politics here in Canada, right from 1867, even prior to that. We all know the history. We know how far UK is in bed with Canada. And yes, it's represented in the Constitution. But when do we move away from that? When the world was redesigned in 48? How come no one likes to talk about Queen Elizabeth's father, the reigning monarch, King George VI, who absolutely ended it all, but died abruptly in the year of completion? He didn't get the work done. And the politicians said, hey, we'll just take this crown power, we'll give all the sovereignty to the UK, and we'll play this colonial system out as long as we can, because Canadian people will never know any better, and we will rule over them with absolute autocracy. United Kingdom will never say nothing. They're never going to say anything about it because we're going to give them our sovereignty. And Canadians will never be any wiser. They will remain colonials. First Nations will be forever abused in an imaginary crown power that's not so imaginary when you place it embedded in the Constitution. It's very real. It's very wrong. And more than that, it's illegal internationally in this world today. Nobody seems to care. It's a travesty all around the world. Africa was a travesty. We're seeing it through the Caribbean, travesty. It was a travesty for Spain over South America, Portugal, all over the world. There's travesties of imperialism and colonialism absolutely mostly ended in this world. 85 nations were imposed by Russia and the United States. Check it out. Look up Russia's history. They have imperialism too. But colonialism is a big swear for Russia. Big swear word. And we all know United States, while they may have dabbled their toes very, very slightly, they never ever got into any major colonialism, ever. And what little time they did spend in this century, everybody, or just this last century, the little toes they dipped in the water, they quickly removed. They have never been imperial colonial. Neither is Russia, really. They've been imperial, but not full-blown colonial. They absolutely did not behave like that. Two nations who were the major victors in World War II, and with the broken France and the broken UK, they were given a power in this world. They accepted that, but the trade-off was an absolute end to colonialism. And it was both Russia and USA. Whether you agree with their forms of government or not is not the issue. The issue is they removed all colonialism. 85 countries, expressly done absolutely by United States and Russia's lead, all the way through the Cold War and even now after. There's still things going on. The issue here now is Russia has seemingly forgotten about their commitments in this world, what they've committed to, and it's still in their constitution too. Putin has a duty, and so does the United States of America. Your nations decided this world post 1948, and you have an absolute responsibility to finish what you started. You wanted that power, the world all voted for it. 193 nations in this world today all voted for your systems, and you both put it in, and you both have a duty to finish what you started. You absolutely have a duty to Canada. That's reality, everybody. And longer we sit here with our heads in the sand, we blame all kinds of billionaires, the UN General Assembly, all of it, non-binding agreements. At the end of the day, it all comes back to your dirty, corrupt politicians. And we as Canadians have to stop. Who's making the decision to go these directions? It's your politicians, everybody. Foreign influenced, like this expression here for John Roggeveen. We're looking at that. That's real. All foreign influence, everybody. When do we say enough's enough? We acknowledge that it's our broken constitutional system that needs to be codified, absolutely, for all the provinces. Dismemberment, redesign federally has to happen. Several amendments too. This is what the people have to push forward. And you need an autocrat to break the autocracy. Unfortunately, that's why a vehicle federally must be made. You need a majority government, and you need somebody to push it forward, vote it through in Parliament with a majority government. That's why we need the CCP, Canadian Constitutionalist Party. Without a federal party, this will never happen. There are only 5 ways to amend constitutions in Canada, 2 of which are nearly impossible, unless you get a federal party in power with a majority that can resist the absolute power grab. I've already proven that, and I will do that. Staying as leader, I can mandate that. Use the party whip against MPs if they tried to go that route and betray all of you. It wouldn't happen. That's how we get this done. That's why the vehicle is so important. That's why this work is so important. If we don't do it, we're never going to get the job done. That's the only way for the people. I didn't make this system. I just know it takes one to break one. That's what it takes. If there was any other way, well, there is. Historically in this world, there is one more way. Absolute revolution. I don't see that happening. I don't see the Canadian people, at least now, being able to rise up or wanting to rise up until things affect them. In 10 years, it's all going to affect all of you. There's a great article today on carbon tax done by the Global. And you know what? Not bad, everybody. Not bad at all. They go into it detail by detail, outlining much of what I talked about in my little talk, absent of constitutionalism. But they just break it down as it is on a factual basis. Really great story, explaining to you the Liberal system, how the provinces could have put in their system because of our Constitution. They don't talk about that, but it's because of our Constitution, the codification of taxation. I don't like it either. It's wrong. It's wrong to take from one portion of a society to mandate you all to change into other products. I don't think you should drive economies like that, government out, but that's what they're doing, and unfortunately that's our codified Constitution. If you want to change it, you want to change things, make things across the board for everybody, it takes constitutional dismemberment and redesign in Canada federally. It absolutely takes codification of a provincial constitution. The only way to force premiers is to get political party status, appoint your governor general, appoint all lieutenant governors, and force every premier. The federal government, in just the constitution we have now, could mandate that, could take that crown power and say, you know what, I'm going to use this crown power to get rid of all crown power. I'm using it with all lieutenant governors. Not one bill will be ascended in Canada, in any province, in any legislature, until you agree to codify a provincial constitution for the people of your region, your province. Under the mandate, here's real international law, binded. Here's world-class experts. Share it out to everyone in all your regions. This is the cost. Taxpayers would pay that. $10 million a province, $10 million at the same time for the federal. That's what a federal party could mandate. Absolutely going and taking what was two constitutional amendment procedures that are nearly impossible and absolutely making them 100% possible by using the crown power to break the crown power once and for all. That's how it's done. I've worked at this on a tremendous amount of time. 4 years, 2 years of independence, and then I moved on for 2 more years of absolutely how to fix Canada. Or, if they still won't fix it, we can roll out independence too. But I think we can fix Canada. If we can get the CCP in power in a majority, we got her made, guys. We got her made. We can give the power back to the people. Please share this video. I'm still waiting for John, for the Liberal Party of Alberta, to answer a question. And again, everybody, I tagged Tim Hick when he has some time and he responds in. Or, Tim, if you don't want the video, I'll erase the video and I'll pull your name. But I think Tim's a tough customer, everybody. He has no reason to lie to you all. That was his first experience. He saw it all. He'll absolutely back up everything I've told you. I've never lied to Canadians. I have no reason to. And I've never said John's from the UK. I said all the news stories are sponsored by the UK. Foreign interference. That's the definition, you guys. Secondly, his board, almost all of them are from the UK. A good majority of them. Unless that's changed in the last few months. But any money says it hasn't. And that's why all the stories are sponsored by the UK. Please share. Thanks, everybody. I know it's early. Enjoy your day, unless you're out here east. I'm starting to get a growing following here out in Ontario, so that's good. Impact. When I get to the 5,000 friends, I'm going to move on to a Facebook page, and then that way it won't be limited. So, thanks, everybody. Bye now.